Okay, guys, good morning once again. Feels good to be back. Yes, back and better. On top legal matter this morning. Happy new month to all of our esteemed viewers. Obviously, we never see you guys for legal matter side this month, so it's a brand new one for us here. They call me the slimmest of them, or call me Slimity, call me Adetola or Daring Wale. Like you already know, now the midweek edition of the show. And of course, so far so good. We don't dey do justice. We look at a whole lot of things. But then today, Barrister is intending to start something new, something we'll never treat at all on the show. And I ain't gonna tell now, he go to unveil the topic himself. So guys, join me as I welcome Barrister in the building. Barrister Tommy in the building. Barrister, don't start.
We are clapping now.
Don't turn chief on me. Don't turn chief on me, please. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. A happy, beautiful, lovely, and the best of Wednesday to every one of you, wherever you are watching us from. This is a good day to be happy. It's going to be a very, very good day. Don't worry. Things will turn out well. Yes, we're treating today the legal side of group action. And what do I mean by group? Group maybe say when two or more people gather, or sometimes when we say they gather together like that, say they want to do something. But a group we say people we in as they talking for you say plurality of persons or a number of persons who interact with each other in a given context. So it means that people will be say they get something in common, and that common thing they make them to talk. So inside of one room, if you get, for instance, we are about four in this room now. Where would they here now? For this room, we can say there's a group of people, but actually there are many group of people in this room. For instance, the woman and I, who is a man, will be a group of men, and then Slimity and Vivian will be a group of ladies. In that sense. And then if you are, for those of them who are wearing sandals, you can call them a group of people because of the sandals they are wearing, because in that context. So it depends on things. So it's not just about number of persons. It depends on the context where they interact. Now, so the thing is, say, many people when they see group, they think, say, the legal dimensions of group. May I give you an instance? Probably all of them go PTA meeting for our children, or some as we normally happen. We just get to the place and probably came in late, and the next thing you see that they're passing the paper and you just see name, signature, what have you. You just, for whatever reason, you just join and put your name, put your signature, put your name, and you never bother to know what is within this signature and why they are signing. The next thing you say, you go see your name as part of a petition written and signed by all these people, because probably what you are signing was to be attached to a petition which you didn't even know why. Nobody put whether it is attendance or whether it is something, and sometimes you don't even know who is collecting what. You just say, everybody's signing, and you join. So there are a lot of group action, and it has put many people into trouble, because you are asking me, did I sign a petition? Yes, you signed, because your signature is attached to it. So you have office group, and sometimes even for office, people are just signing things. Vivian, you don't sign, I don't sign. You don't sign. What in be this? I don't know. You just make you sign, we sign. Group action, you just sign. How about people will be say, they are buying, and that one has cost many people, many families wahala, problem, a financial problem. They are buying land. Okay, my friend has bought a land here, and my friend has bought a land. Or your friend bought and called another friend and bought. Another friend called you, another friend called you, and before you know it, it has become like a colony, a big area where we say, we don't buy this place finish and what have you. Just about last week, I was coming from Bejuleki, somewhere, where my institution school is. And, on my way back, in fact, I know that 1 month ago, I've been looking at that side of the road. I said, man, why did I miss this area to buy? Why didn't I buy into this area? Because it's a good area to buy. Look at this way it's coming up. Because I used to pass that place when it was still a lot of bush. And so the people are buying there. I said, why should I have bought this place? Only for me to be passing last week and saw that almost a span of 6 kilometers, Caterpillar has destroyed every house, every building, every structure. Some of them top, they've leveled everything. Why? Because it's a government land. You know, so people have entered. They entered the place. Oh, because Kamaru is there. Farmer Matthew is there. This one, John is there. That one is there. You just follow that thing because it's group action. Now, what we are saying is that you should understand that there are consequences. Group action. So you have and families have lost. You can imagine. I said, I'm just wondering how those guys will cope because some of those now. Most of the places were actually by the roadside, but they had to fill. They had to fill it to the level where they could. So, you know, I'm just say, how much money have they put into the filling? How much money have they put into the structure? Only for Caterpillar to come and, you know. So you have people who had entered fight because a group is fighting. You don't even know what is because of the fight. You just join fight because my group is my people, is my my homebodies, so what they call them, my homies. You know, you just join the fight, and you know, and sometimes it's a religious group. Sometimes it's based on your tribal group. You know, friends, church, mosque, community. Sometimes class groups. Whichever group you call it, you know, you have to understand that there are implications for what group action is. Now, the first thing you want to know is that in any group, there's what is called individual responsibility. Individual responsibility. So it's not everybody. You know, last week I was trying to tell you that when you talk about legal dimensions of law, of implications of when you see laws made, it is not about everybody caught. It's about responsibility, particularly when there are no registered trustees for the group, particularly when it's just a group of people. So, you know, and sometimes you have to be very careful, very, very, very careful about this issue. That's why whenever you are entering a group, one of the things you want to know is that, number one, you want to know is that, what is this group about? You know, I said this with every seriousness that some of us don't, you know, some people want to buy land, and like I said, you don't even. Some people they were putting advertisement in the newspaper, on the radio, call people to go and canvass, and they say they are the primary real estate something that. It's about time you also do due diligence about that company, because sometimes it's easy. I mean, there have been people. There are credible ones, very credible ones. But there are instances when just one palm, the so-called company disappears. They disappear and don't see them again. And all the group that you went, that visitation when you were going for the site inspection, those kind of things, you just feel that you're on your own. You are simply on your own. So you have to know that number one that you have to know is that individual matters a lot in group. So as an individual, ask yourself, what is this group about? Before you rush into it, ask yourself, what's their purpose? What's their limits? Who's the leadership? What are the rules of engagement of this group? Number two that you want to look at is, what is the legality that surrounds it? That is, what you want to ask, is this group legal? Are they legal? Because, if, I don't know, we cannot have a group of, say, prostitutes in Nigeria. No matter how you want to try and say that these are rights, you cannot. So the moment you can say that this, you cannot have a group that of cultists here. You cannot. No matter how bold. And that's the pain that I have about many youths who have put themselves into trouble because they join things that they think is normal because of your hood, your neighborhood, your friends. It's not about that crowd. It's about you as an individual. So, the other day I was saying about that even if somebody who is underage, I mean, that okay.
Attend your party.
Yeah, that's what I'm even talking about. He says it's not defilement of a child.
Okay,
It's not
okay.
only by adult to a child. Sometimes it's even by age mates to another underage. So you can have a 16-year-old defiling another 16-year-old by law. I understand me. So you can, and they tend to be around the same age. So it's like, oh, it's a normal thing. But if the parent of that girl decide to take up legally that issue,
Yes.
it cannot say because it's what we do within our age group and things like that. Defilement will be defilement. And so even if you're 18, 17, 16, or as long as that's what you have to know. It's an individual thing. So if your friend says that the girl likes you, and all of you go and anyone at this court will answer individually.
Anyways, I think Barista, it's time for us to go for a break.
I know. We need that break.
We need it, right? Okay, so we'll go for a quick break. When we come back, we'll open the lines and the show will definitely continue. Stick around with us. We'll be right back.
Our people in the talk say ignorance of the law. No be excuse.
If my name is for property, my child no fit take that thing.
But I get one question. Now, if person die now and he put his wife or he put any of his relative as next.
Ignorance of the law no be excuse oh. That's na why we get one ogbonge program wey we dey call Legal Matta on top WAP TV. You fit interact with us on top the show or talk to Barrister Vincent through we phone numbers wey be 08173147589 and 08105434984. You still fit call us on top with Skype ID wey be WAP TV.
Break a leg. Welcome back, guys. Straight up, let me open the lines. We talk about the legal side of group action this morning. And as you get questions, you get contributions to make on the show, please feel free to call those numbers on your screen. 08105434985 because 081731475. 89 be the two numbers we now get to call us on this morning. And of course, remember to add us on top of our Skype ID at WAP TV channel, at WAP TV, I beg your pardon, so that we can also see your face when you try call us on the show this morning. So, by the way, they give me one instant before we go on that break, talking about rape and all of that.
By the way, it's never too late to say that you're looking beautiful.
No.
Oh, you're looking beautiful.
No. Thank you, Barista.
Oh, you're blushing.
Thank you, sir. You were talking about rape.
Yeah, rape.
Yes.
So what we're saying is that
the age does not matter.
You cannot join the group and think that you are covered by the group. Somebody send you as a group to go and do like that issue in Benin that it was alleged that the landlady commissioned the people to go and kill that girl. You cannot say because, and that's that's what they call herd mentality. We say group mentality. When you when you inside group, you are like you feel a bit of security,
gingered because you feel you are doing it a group of people. Yeah.
But it's not about group. That's why if they are all group and they took pictures of you guys and they are picking one by one, you cannot say that but we are plenty. You take individual responsibility. So when you are on a vengeance mission, because as a group, one for all for one, those kind of mad mentality, one for all for one. So you are going to revenge somebody. Remember that if it happens, you are going to take responsibility because when you are caught or when it happens, that's one of the reasons that you have to understand that for every action, whether in your church, whether in your mosque, whether, as a family, somebody beats your brother or somebody beats your sister and you, the brothers, rush to the person's house, rush to or somebody, maybe I have seen it before, that a lady was beaten by her husband. She went to her home, she reported to her brothers, and almost about 2 or 3 of them went to the husband's house to give the husband some beating. The guy slumped. Didn't die though, but slumped. of course, it was much more than, because it's much more than they began begging for. So you have to be ready for all these things. When you're taking that action, think very well. Are you ready to take individual responsibility?
Okay, look, barrister, now let me go back to the rape case you said, because we don't get different scenarios where we say maybe you been see them trying to hurt somebody or trying to rape somebody, but then decided not to tell the authorities because they fear for your life. No one made them come after you, the bad guys them. Now, if at the end of the day, they catch those guys, and then maybe police come find out, say, okay, you were there, like you saw them doing it and you did not report, would they also arrest you?
It's very possible because a concealment of crime is also is also an
But then I
offense.
did it for my safety. What if I was threatened?
Yes, you might have to explain that, because you see, even sometimes when you conceal crime, it might be very, very injurious to the apprehension of
Am I an accomplice?
to the not that you're an accomplice because you didn't join them, but there's a way that concealment can also. That's why even when it comes to counseling, someone is telling you that I committed this, I committed that, I committed that. Yes, there is counseling. That's what they call confidentiality in counseling and things like that. But you have to be very sure that you're not crossing the legal boundary, whereby it becomes like, okay, they're looking for this person who has committed this crime, but this person is confessing to you that I've committed it, and you know that they're looking for him, and probably they're even asking where do you find him, and you cannot explain to them. So you might at that point in time become an accessory, because if that guy continues to do a crime because of the concealment that you did of that crime.
Okay. Okay, fair enough.
So I've told about legal responsibility. Now, just by way of helping, so what are we saying in essence? That don't just join any free.
Evil.
Don't join. Don't understand what you're doing. Don't be in a rush to go and say, I want to fight a battle. I want to do something. You have to be very careful that you are not engaging in a pursuit of what you don't know about. It's very important. So when they're asking you, why are you fighting? And they say, he beat this person. And that person being beat my friend.
So I gas fight for my friend. No problem. Titi Lola.
Yes.
Good morning, ma.
Good morning. I'm just coming across your program this morning.
Okay.
Can we ask questions?
Yes, ma. Please feel free.
About legal matter.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. Yes.
Now, can the lawyer tell us if you have a company and your manager defrauded you? And what can you do to recover your money? Is this 419?
Of course, ma.
What can you do?
Of course, ma. Let me put it this way, because this I like that question. It has two dimensions. Now, like your manager defrauds you, and you decide to take him up. There are two options you have really. The first option is to take the police to get him arrested and punished. Now, when you do that option is actually not basically to return your money to you.
So what is it for?
That option is to punish that manager for going against the law, for stealing, because there's a law against stealing, and there's a punishment for stealing.
Okay. So,
in that sense, the law, sometimes the police go and help you to recover your money. But in case you can't recover the money, what usually happens is that there's actually primarily for the punishment for stealing your money, not for returning your money.
But that's not what I want.
Exactly. So now the next option is probably you take him up and sue him for criminal breach of fraudulent breach of trust, for there are so many areas in what they call in law of tort, the breach of trust or fraudulent misrepresentation, things like that. In that sense, you are going to be suing the manager yourself. So it will be Madam versus the manager.
That has nothing to do with the police anymore.
No. So I mean, and it's also possible that while the police is doing their own, you can also sue him. That suit, if it comes out successful, means that you can attach his property.
Okay.
you can get his money back from him directly because he's the one that deliberately defrauded you. So to that extent, you can sue. When you get the judgment in your favor, you can ask to do what you call attachment of his property. So if I pay his property, get his property together to the tune of the money that he was owing you on that matter. So that's two things you can do. But many people don't understand it because, for instance, when somebody defrauds you, you say, "I'm going to police." Yeah, the police can help you recover, but if they don't recover, it's not really primarily the trend.
Are they the ones that will push the case to court? Or
Yes. Police will push the case to court. Police will push. That's why the
They're
police.
like a middleman?
No, police will put. That's why when they are suing on behalf, that's why say a COP, police versus the individual, or the state. If it's at federal the high court, is state versus the other individual. But when it is individual suit, it will be Madam
you
versus
and
so in that case, you are suing directly. In that case, the state, because that man has offended the law that says don't steal that person's 419 section 419. They are playing by force, deceit, whatever. That means that that the state will sue in that case.
So that means they can also make you come to an agreement.
Sometimes, police go overboard in terms of helping to say, okay, come to agreement, are you going to pay and what have you. But really, that's not the primary thing. But just like now,
we've had cases like that.
Now they're trying to become mediatory so that they can help to facilitate, to get whatever I can get the mileage. But primarily, if the man resists and whatever, it should go to court and go and sue the person and court and let the law take its own effects. So, let me just say, don't join the fight or, argument without good understanding of what you're doing as a group. Don't join the bandwagon. Don't just say because everybody's doing it, let me do it without understanding what you're doing. Ask questions, before
not clear.
We commit to the group or their actions. This land we are buying, what has lawyers done, or can I get my own lawyer to go and do independent search so that it can help me to determine, to be sure
they are not being scammed.
Yes, and invariably the matter, why are you going overboard again? Your own lawyer. We have all done. Just look, let me just be satisfied.
Okay, let's take Paul from Abuja. Paul. Hello, Paul. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. The Lord bless you.
Bless you too, sir.
Lord increase your work there.
Amen.
Thank you. Well, please, is it possible to call the barrister off TV anytime?
Yeah. His number was actually displayed not quite long. I will put his details again so you can give him a call after the show. That is it right there on the screen. So please feel free to copy and then give him a call after.
Good work there. God will bless you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So as I'm saying, go and get your please let me get my lawyer. So get your individual things on. Ask questions, be able to take responsibility to say that what I am doing, at least to the best of my knowledge, I can stand for it. I can say I know. Don't be like, that thing we signed that day. What was it about? You just signed.
Ignorance of the law.
And you just signed. And some of us were just so used to signing. Signing makes us happy.
It's really Nigerian artist.
Once you just bring paper, you say make I shine. Just be shining and shining.
Just sign. Sign anyhow.
What you shine? I don't know.
Repercussions go come day.
So don't be afraid to be different. If you have to stand alone, stand alone. As long as you know.
Please don't call him yet.
Don't call me yet, bro. As long as you know what you are doing, don't be afraid to stand different. I'll give you an example. Some time ago, around there's a particular area of Lekki, you had the best of the best houses. There was VGC, which was like the peak of that estate development at that time. Then you had somewhere close to it, beautiful houses. You know what? Government just came one day and leveled. Not this one. The other one I was talking about. They're just developing it. This one, they had built it. The government just came one day and destroyed everything. Why? They went to court. Many years were in court. Of course, they lost because originally That land was not meant. And you know what happened? There was just a fraud. I mean,
So now that means if I want to make a case now, I can't make a case against the government.
No, because you know what happened? In their own case, all of them were buying the land. This was a land somewhere around there, and they were giving survey plan. But without many of them checking, the survey plan they were giving was fraudulently thrown to somewhere there. So they were getting their papers, their CFO based on the land that was somewhere around here, but their own land was here. And the day the government came and said they would never give you CFO for here. What the CFO we are giving you was for somewhere. So somewhere there. They tried, they said no,
you're on
the wrong side. So that's why you have to take responsibility. Group is good. Group work. Group this. Group action. Group is good. But whenever you are...
with group, you can actually achieve more. So that's why these days you see people doing things in group.
Yes. It's good. Very good. It's very good. Because, I mean, you can negotiate a land as a group and get lower price. You can do so many things. But whatever you guys are doing, just know that you take individual responsibility.
Thank you very
so much time. And by the way, don't forget that this is the best show to advertise on or sponsor.
Yes, so just so you know.
Time.
Just so you know. Thank you so much to everybody who've been joining us on the show again this morning. Barrister will be here, all things being equal, next week, Wednesday. But then Breakfast Show continues tomorrow, and every other lovable programs, they continue on the show today. My name is Limi, signing out with Barrister. Have a lovely day.